Hello and welcome everyone. So in this video, we will look at another front-end interview problem. So this problem states that we are given a nested object and we need to flatten the nested object and give it as output. For example, if this is a nested object, then we need to give the output as a fashion of A's value will be 1, like here, A value will be 1. But B is a nested object again. So what we'll do is B dot C value will be 2, B dot D dot E value will be 3, and B dot D dot F dot G value will be 4. So A value will be 1, B dot C value will be 2, B dot D dot E value will be 3, and B dot D dot F dot G value will be 4. So basically we need to concatenate the keys concatenate or group the keys into a single key so that even if there are nested objects, we group all the keys by dot operator. So we know that the nested object becomes a flat object, becomes a level one object. The resultant object does not have any nesting inside it. This is how we need to flatten it. So let's try to code this up. So we know flatten object will take in object as an argument. We will provide parent key and result as additional optional arguments because if they are not provided, they will default to this value. So why we are providing this, we'll see in just a minute. So we know that we have object and we have result here. So since we are providing result in the argument itself, we'll just straight away return result here because this gives us a flattened resultant object. Now let's loop through the object. Let's loop through the object keys. So object.keys, object dot for each key. Now we will create a new property name. Property. Initialize a property here, and we will check. Now see here, we are traversing through the keys inside this object. So first we will check is whether our parent key is there or not. So if parent key is equal to dot or not, is equal to empty string or not. Let's also I'll just code this in a minute. I'll just code this in a minute. So I'll just go through the logic first. I'll check if type of object key is equal to object and not array dot is array object key. So why I'm checking this? See, because if my object key is type of object like this, since this like when the object is nested, that means if my object keys value is object itself and it's not an array, then what I need to do is I need to recursively loop over this thing. I need to recursively loop over this thing. So what I'll do is I'll just call this thing again. I'll call this function again. I'll call this function again, but this time my object will become object key because my object key is itself an object. So object will become object key. My parent key will become my property, which I'll just define. My parent key will become a property. So parent key is nothing but it basically tells you the previous key that you were referring to. Property basically refers to the previous key that you are referring to. So you need to nest those, right? You need to nest all the keys by dot operator. And at the end, resultant will remain same. Now, if this isn't the case, we will just assign the resultant property to object key. If this isn't the case, we will just assign the value itself, right? So all we need to do is we need to assign this parent key now. So we need to check if parent key is equal to empty string. If it is equal to empty string, then our property will just become our key. If parent key is not existing, then a property will become just A. But if parent key is existing, like if parent key is B in this case, so what we will have to do is we need to append this and this. So it will become parent key dot key B dot C. So this will become property will become parent key dot key. So this will become this. I'll just save this now and run this and see if it works. Refresh this, and we are getting the output that we expect. So this is actually the entire code. What we are doing is we are looping over the object and we check whether we have parent key or not. If we have parent key, in this case, if we are looping over this, then we have parent key as B, then our property will become B dot C, which is parent key dot key. Else our property remains as key. And if we have nested object, if we encounter nested object, we recursively call this to loop over this. Else we just assign the property to its object key. So this was really all. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in next one.